Hello, everyone. Welcome to our broadcast today. I'd like to apologize for that slight technical hitch there. That's the thing with um, technology. Some days it works in your favor, and at another time it doesn't work in your favor. So please forgive me, but I'm glad you're here today. I'm glad that you're present to hear what I have to say. I sound like a broken record to people who don't want to face reality, but I also sound like a voice of encouragement and a voice of reality for those who are in tune with what is going on right now in Nigeria. If you are still living in La La Land, or you're still living in El Dorado, you'll still be believing. Like somebody came the other day and was saying, why are we not registering how many youths for 2023? Why are we? I'm like, are you really, like, are you serious? How can you be talking about registering youths in 1920 whatever 2023 when you are not even trying to when you are not trying to conform with what is happening right now? And I am just getting a a news break right now. It's just happening 38 minutes ago. I hear that the Nigerian Army and DSS tried to arrest Chief Sunday Igboho. Uh, it's just happening right now, and I'm going to share this video with you. It's from Koi Media. I'm going to try to share the video so that you guys I'll be able to play it for you. We're just receiving this right now as I was just getting on to speak with you. I just received this, so I'm going to go to that video. So we're getting breaking news that Nigerian government a few minutes ago, DSS and the army, they tried to arrest Sunday Igboho. This is part of what I'm going to be talking about today. If you don't understand what is going on in Nigeria right now, you are the most foolish person. You don't even know what is you don't know what is happening. Okay, so I'm going to try to play that video, but that's news we're getting right now as I speak to you, that they tried to arrest Sunday Igboho. It's just a very short video, so I will try to play that video so that you guys can see what we're dealing with. I was going to talk about all of these things, and now this one is just happening. So this one is like this one is almost like Jara. I've not even started, and already I have this breaking news. Let me just bring it into this platform that will allow me to play it for you. Okay, this is what we are facing. There is a master plan, there is a grand plan in Nigeria. If you do not know it right now, and you must begin to do something, because they are closing in. Those of us who are doing all this, we don't know for how long we're going to be doing this. I hope you understand. We don't know for how long they're going to allow us to do what we're doing, because what people like us are doing is not to the advantage of the government. I know very well that whenever I come live, there are members of the DSS watching our program. There are members of the military intelligence watching our program. There's the presidency watching our program. We know that very well, and we know they've tried a lot of things in the past, and they will continue to try. So that's why we keep telling you, some of you that just come and you think we're joking, we are not joking, and you need to understand what we're doing. And if there's any way you can help us, either by spreading our video or supporting us by being positive and advising us, that will help more than just criticizing and doing the work of the enemy. So we will continue to do what we are doing, but we don't know for how long. We've all come under so many attacks. They've tried to shut us down. They continue to do it, but we will stay as long as God wants us to stay alive, to stay on this show, stay alive doing what we're doing. All right, so this is the video we just received. Let me play the video, and let us see. So that's what we just got. They're trying to arrest Sunday. They try to arrest Sunday Igboho, and they you saw what happened there. Yeah. I don't know where to like this took out of my mouth or out of my thinking what I had wanted to talk about. But there is a grand plan in Nigeria. It is not by mistake. It is not by mistake. There is a grand plan to conquer everybody that's in that country, Nigeria, from whichever part you are. And the sooner we realize this, the better for all of us. We that are the noisemakers, that keep talking about these things and you keep laughing at us, I think it is no longer a laughing matter. I'm going to read for you, and I'll probably let you read this with me. I'm going to read for you what someone wrote. After I read that thing, I'm going to go back and show you something from Governor Ortom of Benue State. The reason I'm saying this is because, I'm an Igbo man, an unapologetic Igbo man. I'm a Biafran. I support the Biafran struggle anytime T. And so sometimes when I speak, those of you who are shallow-minded, who cannot see, and I mean, I forgive you. We all operate at different frequencies. You are just operating at your own frequency. Some of you who are shallow-minded, you say, "Oh, this Chidi is tribalistic. This Chidi is just too tribalistic. In fact, you know what? I'm not going to watch his program again." Fine. It's up to you. You don't have to, but that won't stop me from being who I am. And so you think I just talk about Igbo people, Igbo nation, Biafra. You forget about when I talk about other things. So today, or just for this moment, just for the next few minutes, next few seconds, let me take you to Benue State and let me expose one or two things that you do not see on mainstream media. In fact, what this person said is 99% of things like this don't get spoken about in mainstream media. And when you hear it, some of you are going to agree. Some of you, like you normally do, you're going to write to YouTube and say we are inciting violence and ethnic whatever. But you're going to be hearing it or you have to know that I'm an Igbo man who knows that history of Biafran war tells me that Benue people are the ones who actually fought the war for the Nigerian government. So even being aware of that, it does not blind me from knowing that there was a grand plan that time when they made Benue people fight against the Biafrans. It was part of a grand plan, and the Benue people have realized this a long time ago, and that is why you see them making the changes that they are making now. And I want you to read this with me. Like I said, you're going to be patient and we're going to read it together. It is important that me and you read this together. That way we will, if there is the part that I'm not saying well in my program today, you'll be able to correct me, because me, I don't believe I know it all. If you know my program, I try as much as possible to work with very intelligent, like-minded people. Just bring your superior argument and I will yield anytime. That is me. Just show me where you're coming from and I will yield for you. So this is titled Secrets the Press Will Never Report Because They Have Been Cowed and Stifled. Secrets the press will never report because they have been cowed or stifled. Because some of you still don't understand. You don't understand what is going on. It gives me shivers. You don't get it. You're still arguing. You're still talking about 2023. Look, I belong to African Action Congress. I ran as a governorship candidate in 2019. AAC is still my party. But if you open your mouth now and you're telling me about registering for 2023, I will call you a foolish person. If you tell me now to start campaigning, getting mobilizing, I will call you a foolish person. Why? Because who is going to conduct the election for you? The same INEC? Don't you see? That is a big joke. You have to mobilize to let us understand. Let us even be free first. Anyway, let me leave that aside and read this. It said, before Governor Ortom took the bold step to sign the anti-open grazing law in Benue State, Fulani herdsmen on one of their numerous attacks around Benue communities met a stiff resistance from the people. The killer Fulani herdsmen had crossed into Benue State through Nasarawa during the wee hours of the night. They shot okay, is that how we're going to do it? I hope I'm able to do this. So the Kilani headmen had crossed into Benue through Nasarawa during the wee hours of the night. They shot indiscriminately, killed and razed down buildings. This went on for several hours until some community youths, did you hear that? Some community youths could muster up courage to fight back. They picked up whatever weapon that was at their disposal to fight back. You see, you people, you preach about self-defense, but when you hear how the person is doing self-defense, fear, liver go fail you. Self-defense is self-defense. Whatever you are taking to defend yourself, that is self-defense. You carry pan to defend yourself, it's self-defense. You carry stick or you carry stone, you carry the other bigger stick, it's self-defense. When the killer Fulani herdsmen saw their resilience and strength in numbers, they decided to withdraw and run. But these youths gave them a hot chase in order to finish them off. They chased them deep into the bushes and was closing up on them. It starts to get very interesting and I need you to listen. While these youths was closing in on them, the youths were hell-bent on finishing them off when something strange happened. Something strange happened. What was that strange thing that happened? Listen, I'm going to tell you because it starts getting very, very interesting. So the thing that happened that was strange is that, and I will scroll up. Something the press will never report. Just as the killer Fulani herdsmen ran towards the boundaries of Benue and Nasarawa state, a Nigerian Air Force plane, repeat, a Nigerian Air Force plane appeared from nowhere to bomb back the Benue youths, allowing the Fulani herdsmen to escape into Nasarawa state. There's been a lot of this repetition of these things happening, and people will always jump to defend it. But explain to me how a Nigerian Air Force jet, again at Olu, what did we hear? Nigerian Air Force helicopter. Now we are hearing Nigerian Air Force jet in Sambisa forest when they were about to attack the Boko Haram head. Nigeria Air Force jet. Again, every time you will hear Nigeria Air Force. What is going on? Anyway, like we said, out of nowhere, suddenly a Nigerian Air Force jet appeared and appeared from nowhere to bomb back the Benue youths, allowing the Fulani herdsmen to escape into Nasarawa state. Some youths were killed by the bombs of the Nigerian Air Force that night. Some were never found. When the youths accused Nigerian Air Force of colluding with the killer Fulani herdsmen to attack their communities, the Air Force, under the leadership of Air Vice Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, who is also a Fulani person, claimed to have bombed some pockets of militia from Benue State. That was what he said. Just said, we just bombed some militia, some pockets, that's what they call them, some pockets of militia from Benue State. The voices of these youths were so lonely. No one heard their cries and their plea. Just like the voices of those that cried about the killings in Lekki toll gates, and you just carried and you locked them up even as we speak. No one believed their story, or no one believes these youth stories. No journalist reported it. No one investigated it. The issue died a natural death, and everyone moved on. When Fulani herdsmen attacked some communities in southern Kaduna, the villagers who ran into the bush to hide for several days after their village was sacked, they testified how they saw Nigerian Air Force planes dropping food supplies and weapons for the Fulani killer herdsmen. Now I'm going to stop to just tell you something, because this keeps happening and people seem to ignore it. But I want to remind you of the times in the past when people reported, have you forgotten? People reported that they were seeing military aircraft dropping food and stuff inside the bush in Enugu State. Around Abogugu, I'm from Ozala. Ozala has a boundary with Abogugu. In that forest, people kept complaining. They didn't have cell phones. The villagers that complained, so they didn't get any video footage. But they complained. Some of them reached out to me that, brother, we see planes, helicopter, they come and drop something here. We said, use your phone and try to get this thing. But you know, the poor people, they are seeing it from a very far distance, and you don't want to really, jeopardize their safety. So that story just went. Nobody believed it until people started complaining. Just a little distance, not up to 4 kilometers away from University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital at Ituku Ozala. This is happening in my village, so I'm not telling you it's happening anywhere else. There is a military checkpoint just like 100 meters from the hospital gate. And yet there were operations happening in the bush until kidnapping started going on that place. And you know your Enugu state governor now, Buruburu, what could he do? That lazy person couldn't do nothing until a family, was it the Igwe or who, when they kidnapped the person, and the family now put a tracking device inside money that was being delivered to the kidnappers. That was the only time they were able to track the location of those people. And when they got there, what did they find? Fulani headsmen. They've been operating. They have caves. They have caves in that forest. We used to see that cave from, we will stay in Ozala and we will see the cave there in Abogu. We didn't know that those caves had been taken over by these Fulani kidnappers, killer headsmen, or whatever you call them. You see, for the sake of my friends who are Fulani, for the sake of people that I know, for the sake of the Fulani race, because I respect every race, I wish I wasn't using the word Fulani. But that's exactly what it is. It's the Fulani, and you will hear, you will have to cool down with me today. I will show you, by analyzing it in detail, you will see that it is the Fulani that are at the helm of all of this that is going on. So apologies to anybody who is a good Fulani person, but the truth is, it is your people that are doing this. Now, why did I bring this up? So when you now hear that the villagers in Benue State, we are talking about Air Force planes dropping food supplies for the people who have just come to attack a village, you will understand what we are talking about. You will understand that in reality, what we are telling you is the truth, and we are in for a big shocker. Let's continue to read. So they say that they saw Nigerian Air Force planes dropping food supplies and weapons for the Fulani killer headsmen. Now, the killers remained, and this is where it gets interesting. Watch what happens in Nigeria. That's why I told you that Nigeria is finished. It's a ship that, go and watch Titanic. The ship is sinking steadily. Nothing can stop it. You see, while the ship is already sinking, you don't go and there's nothing you do to what can you do to save the ship? It's already sinking right in the middle of the ocean. It is sinking already. If you don't get out, you're in trouble. If you don't save yourself, you will sink down with that ship. It is a heavy, so many tons of metal. It is going down, and if you don't escape, you will sink with it. That is the pure raw truth. Now, these killers remained in their villages for months without any military action from the military authorities. It is not that the army did not know that these attacks have happened. It is not that they did not know. It is not that they do not know the location of the people who were involved in this attack. They know their location because the villagers show. You saw it was reported. The attack was reported, so you knew that they were at the boundary of Benue State and Nasarawa. And when you're hearing Benue State and Nasarawa State is just a few kilometers to Abuja. People who live in Nasarawa State, the army officers, DSS, all the people, junior staff, most of them live in Nasarawa and they go to work in Abuja. So we're not talking about something that is happening in Obagozala or something that is happening in Umude in Onisha. No, that's not what we're talking about. No, we're talking about where the army is able to fly. In seconds, they will know the location of the people, and I will show you later that the Nigerian government knows, and that is why foreign countries laugh at you when you go to them for help. You want to bring America, but then that also shows you that the Nigerian government was not serious. They are not serious when they ask for help. No, they are asking for help just so that they will get the money, and the military officers will now squander this money. That's what that thing is all about. It is not about. It's not about them using it to fight to fight insurgency. No, They know where these people are, but they don't want to go there. So this thing continued for months, and nobody did anything about it. Let's continue. Despite all the cries from the people, what the evil government did was to build more IDP camps. Do you see that in Nigeria things are upside down? A village has been attacked. The attackers has been rendered homeless. They burnt their houses. The people who perpetrated this act, the youths chased them away. And while the youths were chasing them away, when they were trying to finish them, an Air Force jet. Okay, let's assume that it is not the Air Force. In other countries, the airspace is well protected. There are things that are called radar. Radar beams go over your airspace. In a country where things work, if you go up, even with your small, I can't fly a drone in Toronto anyhow. Before, you see, that's what happens where a system works. It has its advantage and disadvantage. You know, we have a media company here and we cover events. So I see in Nigeria, when they cover events, you fly your drone. You even fly a drone inside the hall. People are happy. You see those images. You can't do it here. For you to do it here, I need to get a permit. I need to get the same permit that people who fly private planes get. Otherwise, if I take off a drone, if I take my drone, immediately my drone gets into the air, the government knows. They can pick it on their radar. I'm telling you the truth. Just as sometimes you're not a threat and they just let you be. So you're trying to tell me that even if that plane was not a property of the Nigerian Air Force, that a plane can take off, fly in our airspace, release bombs, and you will not know? But you know what? Just like they did in Olo, they later came and owned up that yes, they flew some planes. So that one is not even the question. Nobody's denying that one. So let us even leave it there. They said yes, they did something. It was them. No problem. But guess what? You've attacked the villagers. Sorry. I will just say this and I'll go back to the story. You've attacked the villagers. You've displaced them. They don't have homes. So what you did is, when these attackers are still around, you went and you built IDP camps. You built shelters. And you started collecting money from United Nations. You started saying, oh, this program, that program, you're buying food for them. And so now you built IDP camps so that the people are no longer in their ancestral land. They've abandoned their farm and you kept them in IDP camp. Meanwhile, the people, the Fulani headsmen who attacked these villagers, they are now the people in the land. So them, their cattle and their people are now in the forest where these villagers were occupying before, but you kept the villagers in IDP camp. Are you beginning to understand something here? Are you getting something here? You may think it's conspiracy theory, but hang on. Stay with me. You will understand something. And it's for those of you who still don't get it. Now, despite the cries from the people, what the evil government did was to build more IDP camps and relocated those affected villagers into it, while the killers stayed put and claimed the deserted territories. The military kept protecting and covering for the killer headsmen unabated. They sacked farming communities, killed and destroyed properties of predominantly Christian minorities. Yet, not even one was arrested in all their attacks, from Benue Plateau, Kaduna to Taraba, etc. The killers and colluding went on until 2018. Did you see that? It went on until 2018, and I will scroll up so that I can get more to show you. Now, 1 second. When the former Minister of Defense, General Theophilus Danjuma, exposed the military and called on Nigerians to defend themselves, this is the same Danjuma that fought against Biafra. When he exposed the military and called on Nigerians to defend themselves, he said, if we depend on the military to protect us, we will all die. Theophilus Danjuma, not Dr. Chidi Wanyan. His expose didn't sit well with the Fulani government of Muhammadu Buhari. It drew sharp criticism from the government and the military authorities. But one good thing that followed T.Y. Danjuma's expose was the reduction of Fulani herdsmen attacks in that state. Taraba, after the exposed Fulani herdsmen suddenly changed their name to bandits. Now you hear bandits. Nobody was calling them Fulani herdsmen. You see, you can masquerade all you want. The truth, you can never suppress the truth. I told you, truth is like bloom. People say it's balloon. Okay, balloon. Now, after the exposed Fulani herdsmen suddenly changed their name to bandits, of which the federal government and Maeti Allah distanced themselves from its activities to even knowing them, they are now described like the proverbial unknown soldier. That's how they see them. They are now the unknown soldier. That's what they see them. Now the question is, who are these bandits? But the military, in the other hand, under the leadership of Lieutenant General Buhari, and I'm going to scroll up so that we get to read more. Okay, let me get here. I'm gonna continue from here. So yeah, I like it here. I'm gonna close this down. So the question is, who are the bandits? But the military, on the other hand, under the leadership of Lieutenant General Buratai of the Nigerian Army, launched phase 2 of the military operations in the 6 zones, where it intensified its action in and around those areas where the killer Fulani herdsmen are faced with stiff resistance. They do not go to the place where the Fulani herdsmen are having, where it is okay for them, where they are wreaking havoc. The military don't go there. Where they go is where the Fulani herdsmen are facing stiff resistance. One of such places was in Benue State, where the youths were fighting back the killer herdsmen. These are the places that you saw the Nigerian Army, doing their operation. One of such places was, and their warlord, let me go again. One of such places was in Benue State, where the youths are fighting back the killer herdsmen, and their warlord, Ghana, was killing them like flies. Ghana was the one that was fighting Fulani herdsmen. Do you remember that person that the governor spoke to and said, don't worry, come out, the authorities have promised nothing will happen to you? And this Ghana, who is like Sunday Igboho, surrendered himself. And what did they do? They killed him. So the warlord Ghana was killing them like flies. It became a cause for worry to the military authorities and the Fulani interest in government. So they decided to take Ghana out. Why am I saying this? For some of you who don't understand the real intricacy of what is going on in Nigeria, when we talk, you do not listen to us. You don't listen to us when we talk, okay? Now, the Fulani interests in government and the military authorities connive with some Benue sons and daughters to sell off and take out one of their own, Ghana, who has continuously been a problem in the Killer Fulani herdsmen. He was arrested and he was murdered in cold blood. The same thing they did with Shakal, the founder, I think the original founder of Boko Haram. That is another story for another day. Now, Sunday Igboho should be very careful, the writer says. This Fulani government will soon launch its kangaroo military operations around the southwest. The aim and the real intention of the operation is to use the military to take out all those who resist Fulani in the southwest. And there are willing Yorubas who will gladly betray Sunday Igboho for 10 pieces of silver with enough justification, just as some people did to Ghana in Benue State, just as some people are willing to do to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Biafra. Just as you see them doing to Omoyele Sowore, they are betrayers all the time. All the time. There are willing Yoruba people who have been betraying Omoyele Sowore. That one is not even a new thing. Sunday Igboho is, of course, now is a newcomer. Not that he hasn't been there before, but go and ask somebody like Omoyele Sowore, he'll tell you about betrayal. So, for betraying the people of Nigeria to the point of colluding with killer Fulani herdsmen to kill innocent people, the ex-service chiefs themselves, they deserve life imprisonment instead of ambassadorial confirmation, because that is what is going on right now. The service chiefs who have stayed and they have fought against the people of Nigeria, instead of them standing trial in the world court in The Hague, they are getting ambassadorial treatment. So you look at all of this thing and you tell me that there is no grand plan in that Nigeria. You tell me that it is just coincidence. Hey, how can you be saying that? Are you okay? Are you well at all? Can't you? I hope you are seeing the grand. I hope you are seeing what I'm seeing. You are seeing what I'm saw. There is a grand plan. And don't tell me that it is by accident that these things are happening. It is not by accident. There is a grand plan. When it is happening and they are reporting it, you may be confused into thinking that, oh no, actually they don't talk like that now. And you know, something like all this, when you see them read about it on channels, TV and these places, you'll be wondering, now wow. See, Samuel, anytime you come here, you start talking about party. Anytime you come here, you start talking about party. You're my friend, and I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. If you're going to come to my channel and be talking all these party things, I don't like it. We are talking about serious. Every time you just come, you start talking about, are you more AAC than I am? We're talking about issues that's how you people in the middle of NSAS protests, right in the middle of, you were busy registering people for you Democratic Party. People were being killed. People were mobilizing for the thing. You were busy gathering the same youth under YDP. Now we are talking about what you're busy telling me about 2023. I don't like it. And Samuel, I'm addressing you. I don't like it. If you cannot face what is, are you more AAC than Omoyele Sowore? Is he being arrested because of AAC? Is he going to jail? Did they break his nose because of AAC? So please, let us be sensitive. We are not politicians. We are activists. We participated in politics because they told us that the only way we can make a change is to form a political party, and we formed a political party. So we don't run our own like the other people. I'm telling you, as one of the elders of African Action Congress, Samuel, you must stop this. It's not working to our favor. We understand the political terrain, and whatever mobilization we are doing it. But right now, it's not the time to be telling people about how to vote in 2023. It's about telling them how to change the system. We are calling for a revolution. When you have a revolution and you have a credible system, then you can talk about elections. If you organize an election right now with the system, you're going to fail. In fact, you were lucky that they gave us a few hundred votes last time. This time around, they will give us 0. Even if 1 million of your people vote, you will get 0 from INEC. So please, I just had to face you and address you. Anyways, back to what I was saying. You can't tell me that you cannot see clearly the grand plan that is going on in Nigeria. You cannot tell me that you can't see that the system is gone. We are talking about serious something. They are still talking about people being abducted. People, see all this. Maybe you heard Zamfara State breaking news. Gunmen abduct 300 people in Zamfara State. Can you imagine? See, we are tired of all of those tricks. And let me pause. This is not the one I want. I do want to talk about this now, but let me pause and go to let me go to Sahara Reporters. Let me go to Sahara Reporters and bring you this news, and let's look at it together. Excuse me. Some of you may have seen the news, but let's just go there and look at it together, and then you will understand what we're dealing with, and I will explain to you what exactly is happening. Yes, some of you will still say it's conspiracy theory. Chede, how are you sure? You know, when you would always talk like that, I say, Chede, how are you sure now? Are you sure? Maybe it's just. What I hate is you people wait. When the thing finally happens, then you come back and say, Chidi, you were right to, for some of us, that is a luxury we cannot afford now. So, what am I doing? I'm going to show you the news, okay? The news on Sahara Reporters says that gunmen, let me bring it into full focus so you can see it. So gunmen stormed Zamfara school. They kidnap female pupils. Gunmen stormed Zamfara school. They kidnap female pupils. And it says that gunmen have kidnapped an unspecified number of schoolgirls at the government girls secondary school Langbe in the Talata Mafara local government area of Zamfara state. The gunmen believed to be bandits struck the school on Friday morning, and the gunmen were said to have arrived at school around 10 a.m. and loaded the girls into buses. Does this sound like deja vu? Does it sound like one horror movie that we watched before? Doesn't it smell like Aisha? Please, Azawaya, again. Doesn't this sound like Bring Back Our Girls replaying itself right before our eyes? Now, a resident in Kawaye village identified as Sheidu Mohammed, who confirmed the development to Sahara Reporters, said his daughters Mansura and Sakina were among those abducted. I'm on my way to Langjebe now to see the situation myself. I was told they invaded the school around 1 a.m. He said. The spokesman for the State Police Command, SP Mohammed Shehu, told reporters, "Give me some time, I can't say anything now." The Zamfara incident comes a week after gunmen struck the government secondary school in Kagara, Niger State, abducting 47 school pupils, teachers and workers who have yet to be rescued as of Friday. Oh my God, Oturubeke for Nigeria. After, the ones they gave money to. The ones they gave money, the one that Sheikh, and I need a video. There's a video I'm looking for of that Sheikh Gumi. Yes, Sheikh Gumi. There's a video where he was talking. They were interviewing him. Nnamdi Kanu played it on his live broadcast. I like to play that video. If anybody has that link, can send it to me. Where he was explaining that the Nigerian government, they know where these people are. If you watch movies, or even not movies, there are some shows they call 24 hours, 48 hours after a crime. 48. These are the most crucial moments in a crime. 48 hours. That is where the security forces put all their resources. Immediately it happens, they scramble everybody, because within 48 hours things can happen. The person can enter the plane and leave the country. So they shut everything down. The Nigerian government and the Nigerian security forces, within that period, they are still saying, give us time, I can't say anything, let me understand what is happening. But you have fighter jets, you have drones, you have helicopters, but you cannot go up and see the position of these people. You can't do anything about it. Even when you knew where they were before they came and abducted the girls. You know where they are right now. And I told you, it's just a means of equipping these people in the bush and preparing them for something to happen. You say, Chidi, that's conspiracy theory. It's not conspiracy theory anymore. This is not the kind of kidnap that armed robbers and, there are kidnappers and there are kidnappers. Haba. You know the kind of kidnap that they kidnap and they ask you for ransom, you pay money, and then the kidnapper goes and builds a house in Lekki, buys a house in Dubai, snaps himself on Instagram. That one is different. This one is kidnapping with a motive, very clear motive. Because this one is advertised. Government doesn't say anything about. Have you heard any government statement? Have you heard the government saying, if you do not release them, we will find you, we will... Did you hear that? No. Have you heard the government say the kidnappers are terrorists? No. So, are you kidding me? What are you telling me? What are you telling me? It is just... it is a covert excuse to the same people that you're giving this money to. While you're negotiating with them, they are carrying anti-aircraft launchers. They are carrying the big machine gun. Do you know aircraft guns? Do you know what they shoot out of them? You think they shoot small bullets? They shoot small missiles. Go and see where they shot up a car. You just see the car. It will be like they use them. Which kind of thing I want to use now? You see the bullet will be like they used one big chisel. Big like a big chisel, and we boom. That's what you see when those bullets shoot anything. That's what these people are carrying, and you're giving them money, and you're telling me that I am daft not to understand what you're saying. No, we understand what is happening. Let me leave this Zamfara kidnap alone, because that's not even what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to tell you about the real master plan behind all that you're seeing under that whole camouflage about bandits doing this and doing that. No, there is a grand plan, and it is that grand plan that I don't want some of you to be deceived into not understanding. No, you must not be deceived. You must understand clearly what is going on. It is a deliberate plan. Please don't be naive. Don't go and be thinking that, oh, it is by accident. It's by accident that these things happen. They don't happen by accident. Don't take it from me. Today I told you I was focusing a little bit on Benue State. By the way, I have very, very good friends who are Benue State people. I've brought the head of the Middle Belt, is it Middle Belt Consultative something forum? I brought him here and we spoke at length, and that was a very good conversation. I brought two people I brought somebody from Benue State. We spoke here at length. I brought somebody from Plateau, and we all had very, very fruitful discussions. And we have two tribes in Nigeria. It is the oppressed and the oppressor. These are the two main tribes we have in this country. Every other thing is, they're just using it to manipulate us. But I say that to say that I have a lot of love, I have a lot of respect for Benue people, and I have so many friends there. I can also speak Tiv in a way that you will not believe. Because Ngwa Tiv Bishi, Kashami, O Tiv, Nde Dido, Msu Bishi. You see, my Benue is still good. But let us listen. Why am I playing this? I am trying to give you some revelations so that you can understand what is going on. What we are doing is preaching. I told you that this work, now work we they do. I'm not blogging. No, you say, Chidi, that blogger. No. Sometimes it's almost like you're insulting me. I don't have anything against blogging. But what we do is more than blogging. This is not the time to be doing all those kind of things. What we do here is more than blogging. What we do here is preaching a message. There is a message that we need to preach because there is no more time. Nightfall has already come. That goat that we are supposed to start looking for before night falls, that goat night don't fall, and unfortunately we are looking for that goat in the night, which is not to our advantage, because we kept telling you, look, this goat, if you don't look for it now, it will be very difficult when it is already late. So forgive me as I've been trying to just get this video playing. I'm trying to get it to start playing. Okay, I'm gonna play this video. This is Governor Ortom of Benue State. Please just hear him out. I had read one long epistle about what is going on in Benue State. I need you to hear this. This will make you understand. When you see Nnamdi Kanu talking about ESN, when you see the Nigerian army doing what they're doing to ESN, and we are complaining and we are talking, and you're saying, no, you people are misunderstanding this thing. I'm just giving you another perspective today. Those of you that think I talk only about Igbo people, I talk only about Biafra, and then tomorrow those of you will stand on another side and say, you are just talking about Oshowole and Yoruba people, this your Oshowole. Another day you will now stand. After today you will stand and say, Chidi, you are just talking about TV people when they are Igbo people. But those of you are the ones that you are still allowed. It's okay, everybody is welcome. Now listen to Governor Ortom of Benue State.
January 13th, 2018, January 2018 to 14th January 2018. That was when they held this meeting in Kano. And they issued this press statement. Listen to it very well. The Fulani nationality movement, after extensive deliberation on the state of the nation in the context of recent killings and national uproar made today in Kano, the capital of Kano State, amongst other things, the FUNAM deliberated on attacks on cattle by rustlers, kidnapping of Fulani men and women in some parts of Nigeria, displacement of Fulani traditional settlements in the northern Nigeria and some parts of southern Nigeria, stealing of properties belonging to the Fulani cattle owners, amongst other issues. The group also deliberated on the political situation in Nigeria occasioned by the irresponsible calls for restructuring of Nigeria and historic and vicious attack on Fulani people by southern nationalities and their cohorts in the Middle Belt. The plot to ensure Fulani are pushed out to backbench in the power equation in Nigeria, and above all, the vicious campaign against the God-ordained place of Fulani as a leading star guard in Nigeria. And after extensive deliberation, we hereby make the following declaration. Listen very well. A. The killings in Benue State of the thief is well deserved. It was a revenge attack on series of onslaught on the Fulani, which most herodious on November 17, 2017, and when 30 Fulani men and women were killed in Nasarawa State. We noticed the recalcitrant culture of the chief people as demonstrated even in the 1804 jihad, when they obstructed our ordained conquest of Nigeria. B, we condemn the media propaganda again to wage war against the Fulani and supported by Yoruba Igbo and their bigotry allies in the Middle Belt. That we are aware of plots by minority ethnic groups in the Middle Belt to attack Fulani settlements. D, that we have asked all Fulani across West Africa to raise money and arms to prosecute the oncoming war. We call on all Fulanis to prepare for this holy war. There is no going back. All over the world, Nigeria is the only country given to Fulani by God.
God punish them.
Here's something. This was a press conference held in Kano. And this is what it is before the media, it's on social media. E, we oppose anti-grazing laws which obstruct the ability of Fulani to move freely and stay anywhere in Nigeria. The Fulani, if not for the British, would have actually conquered the entire Nigeria which God has ordained as our dominion. That the cattle colony is the only solution to the crisis. You remember when the federal government brought the issue of cattle colony and Ruga, which we resisted here in Benue State. Whether the federal government or state government accept it or not, we must ask all Fulani herdsmen all over West Africa to move to Nigeria to penetrate every corner for the upcoming jihad. You see the reason? We have asked them to be armed, since it seems it is the only language that Nigerians understand. The Nigerian government has failed to protect us. So you see the narrative. We want those who oppose Fulani cattle trade to be cautious of the consequences. We are ready for the worst. We are prepared for war. There is hope for peace if and only if attacks on Fulani herdsmen stop and the Fulani is allowed to settle anywhere that the Fulani choose to settle in Nigeria. We are Nigerians and are free to settle anywhere we desire with our culture, our families, our commerce, and our values to the glory of Almighty Allah. Any attempt or attempts to reverse this demand will be met with holy uprising never before seen in the history of Nigeria, and in the scale compared to only with the 1804 jihad. A word is enough for the wise. The Fulani is capable of defending itself. Signed, Badu Salisu Amadu, National President, and Secretary Umar Ami Shehu. There are many others that they did. This one I won't read them, but just read the headings of the provocation that these people have been given. One of it here, they say, Benue belongs to Fulani herdsmen by right of conquest. Benue have never been conquered by any Fulani man, as far as we're concerned, and as far as history is concerned. The jihad of 1804 was stopped here in Benue State. We did not allow it to go. That is why we don't have malaria here. The second one, this press statement was given out by Professor Muhammad, a professor of Fulani extraction. This one they say they were justifying why we killed over 86 persons in Plateau State. May I tell and break silence. Another one here, expect more bloodshed in Benue, Boso, Mayatiala, leader warns. This one, Fulani herdsmen crisis, struggle for natural resources, Beete Allah Association. And another one here, they gave a press statement when they killed over 86 people in the plateau. And there are many others that have taken place. So you can see that this thing is deliberate. It is an orchestrated plan to wipe out the people. It is not about cattle. From that press statement is there. And what I did from 2017 to 2018, I wrote 5 good letters to the presidency, alerting them, especially when this threats came. And I knew that Benue was at the front corner. I did, and no action was taken. I wrote to the security agencies, no action was taken. And as you can hear, and there are other press interviews that Mayor Diala came out clearly and accepted that they took responsibility for the killings in Benue and other parts of the movement. And those people are in Abuja under heavy protection of the security forces of this country. Nobody have invited them for a question when they took responsibility, as these people have said. So you can see the level of injustice, unfairness to other citizens. Are we second citizens in this country? No. That is the point. Even Fulanese themselves, they know. We all came from somewhere, whether Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba or not. We came from somewhere to sojourn here. The history told us that those of us staying in Benue State here, the T people, the Idomas, the bandits, and all that, we didn't hear. By 1400, our forefathers were here. But the Fulanese came from Futa Jema in Senegal in 1800. Killed all the Hausa chiefs that were there and took over. One Hausa prominent man met me and told me, Ortom, I pray for you every day. Me, I cannot do it. I'm a governor like you, but I cannot do it. If I do it, they will kill me. But I pray for you every day that look, we Hausa, we are slaves. Since 1800, we are slaves, and we don't know what to do. They have taken over. But what you're doing, if God helps you, that is why I pray for you, if God helps you, so maybe one day we Hausa too will be liberated.
So that was Governor Ortom of Benue State speaking. There's not much for me to add in what he is saying. Now you understand why they took away history from our schools. Now you understand clearly why the government has deliberately not wanted to talk about what happened, and instead they remove history and they put social studies, and we keep talking about how to be Nigerian, the Nigerian spirit, patriotism. Should we have seen our patriotism when we did NSAS and they killed us? So I'm hoping, it is my heart's desire, my utmost heart's desire is not that you just come and watch and you give us like. Of course, we want you to subscribe, we want you to give us likes and all that. But I'm hoping that every time you come, that you pick something from our presentation. I'm hoping that every time you listen to me, that you learn something, because that is the essence of what we do. That is the essence of carving out hours of my time here in Canada to do what I'm doing. Here, time is money. But I will feel I've done a wasted job if after doing all of this, you don't get to share it, you don't get to publicize it, you don't get to make comments, you don't get to think seriously, you don't get to do research. All these things that you've heard today, go and do research by yourself. And the more you do research, the more it becomes clearer to. For me, the whole thing is so clear. I'm telling you, oh my God, it is so clear to me. It's like when you're looking through 3D glasses, you're seeing everything. It is so clear to me what the situation is in Nigeria, and where we are headed is scary. It is so scary. So it is time you save yourself. The choice is very, very clear. Either you sit on the fence, or you don't do anything and you get consumed by this war that is already upon us. You see, when we say war, actually don't say war. You people that say war, you people that are beating the drums of war, can you no, we are not beating the drums of war. It is the government of Nigeria that is beating the drums of war. They are the one who already declared war on their citizens through Fulani headsmen. You're just thinking, okay, finally we've accepted that it's Fulani. So many years back, they kept criticizing us. They call them bandits. They call them this. They call them killer heads. Right now, we finally said it's Fulani headsmen. There is a clear mission. When gunmen just enter a village and start shooting down everybody, what are they looking for? What do you think? You think there's millions inside the village? People who are just farmers, what are they stealing from them? They don't even have motorcycle. So if it is not money, if it is not their goods, then can't you just use your brain to understand that what they came there is their land? That's what this is all about. And you heard it directly from the governor that these people, the people who are doing this, they think the land belongs to them. They think God has given. So do you understand the mindset of the people you're dealing with? So you better make a choice to either save yourself or be consumed by this war that is already raging in. We're not talking about a war that is coming, it's already here. Okay, the people are buying ammunition, and you know the funny thing, they buy it right before your eyes. They show it to you, they show you the money, and there's nothing you can do about it, because you see the person that is carrying gun is taking the money to go and buy more gun. They are doing it right before you. So what are you going to do? Which side are you going to be? The choice is clear. See, even the Bible tells us that there is time for everything. Didn't this Bible say there is a time for laughing, there's a time for mourning, there's a time for peace, and there's a time for war? It's unfortunate that I have to be using the word war, but that's what it is. War in 2021 is not fought. Conventional warfare right now is not fought that is like it was fought in 1967. No. Now the war is fought differently. Don't make no mistake about it. We are already in a war in Nigeria. It is between the haves and the have-nots. It's between those who want to oppress, colonize, and enslave their fellow countrymen and the people who are being enslaved. It is a war of self-defense. You better pick up whatever you have and defend yourself. Remember, during the time of Queen Esther, what did the king say? What did the king say? The king himself said, I've already passed a degree. Mordecai, there's nothing I can do. But I'm going to add an addition to the decree, to the promulgation that I have made. That even though I said that they should go ahead and destroy you Jews, you are allowed. Do you see this is the fundamental human rights. Right to self-defense is as old as history. The king said, you have a right to defend yourself against my own subjects. Go ahead. If somebody wants to kill you, kill them. But Chidi, why are you talking like this? Are you not a pastor? So where does the tenets of our religion take its roots? Is it not from the Old Testament? Okay, so please, there is a time to be talking peace, but there is a time that in order for you to have peace, you must fight a war. Just mark that down. In order for you to have peace, sometimes you need to fight a war. And when the war is brought to your doorstep, please do not be shy. What you're fighting is the war of self-defense. If you're a man and somebody comes and is attacking your family and raping your wife, and you just go and sit down one corner and be praying, you will go to hell when they kill you. I'm telling you. If you killed someone who attacked your family with a knife and a gun and shot one person, even before they shoot that person, you managed to shoot the person and they kill them, it will be a crime of passion. You will not go to jail. I'm telling you the truth. Do you know that if you catch a man on top of your wife and you killed him, there's nothing, you can't go to jail? So I'm just telling you this. You're hearing it from somebody who is a pastor, Reverend Dr. Chidi. Okay, so don't get spiritual and say, no, why are you talking like that? For those of you who are over spirit, I hope you're hearing it from me. Cowards die many times before their death. Only cowards will not rise up and speak the language that people need to hear right now in Nigeria. There is a war that is raging. You better kit up, get ready. Better, if you do not want this war to come to your doorstep, then stand up and march in a revolution. It's either you have this revolution or you'll be swallowed by the war. The choice is yours. That's where I'm going to stop today. On behalf of all of us and the Worship Media Studios in Toronto, Canada, on behalf of Dr. Erica, I want to say that I love you. Please subscribe, leave us a comment, share our videos, and I'll see you guys very soon. Okay, God bless you, and bye bye.